Ah, a new guest enters my theatre. Welcome. Will you be partaking in the evening show? Not a guest indeed. How curious. Oh, if you're not a guest, then you must be a resident. Oh, a resident, how darling. Well, that is splendid. Father has been in desperate need for some new blood. The Sanguine lives and dies on the souls that come through her door, and dare I say, it is nice to have a new audience for my work. I'm sure you're surprised that this hotel has a theatre. Hotels with theatres were actually quite common at the time of constructions, all the rage in the 1920s. And when this hotel was built, well, my, Father spared no expense. I still remember opening day. Oh, how we danced. Oh, to and fro, to and fro. Oh, the way we used to dance. Paradise, they called this place. Now I feel it's more a paradise lost. Nowadays, Father prefers to leave me down here. Ever since Briar arrived, he's been Father's favourite. Pathetic. I remember how I used to feel. Stars in my eyes, elevated above all things. The way Father would promise everything for eternity. Then you find yourself doing marionette shows in the basement. My dear, I've just noticed. Your eyes, they're so perfect. Why, they're the windows to your soul. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, so perfect. My brother would never appreciate you. No, 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 no. Why, you would make the most perfect doll. Why, yes, you would. Yes, you would. Perfect in all of your imperfections. I'd love to make you my doll. I might be forgotten in this hotel, but I can still pull the strings within my own little world. Yes, I can. I think we could dance, don't you? Oh, how we would dance. We could stroll to the jazz lounge, have that piano player strum us up something nice, tickle the ivories, as it were. Oh, the way we would dance. We would remember the good old days, even if you weren't there. But you'll come see my show, won't you? Oh, please come see my show. It's been so long since I've had a fresh audience. Why, all my cast and I have had to perform to are the shadows, and, well, they don't exactly give standing ovations. They would much rather whisper their own tidings to one another in the dark. Oh, yes, they would. Makes me wonder what they're talking about. Never trusted a shadow personally. Never let anyone get that close. Oh, but you'll have to forgive my cast. They appear to be simply lying around for no good reason, rather than preparing for this evening's show. Some people cannot help but take the theatre for granted. What cast? What do you mean, what cast? What cast, indeed? Don't be ridiculous. The puppets, of course. I know they don't look like much, but they are my actors, my artistes. And some of them even my muses. Now, my doll, meet Montague, Persephone, Armig and Dala, their twins, Antigone, Creon, and of course, Mariama and Moira. And I am... What's that, Creon? The insolence! You'll have to forgive them. I don't know where he picked up language like that. You are lucky. Very lucky, Creon. One day I will turn you into firewood. Speaking to our guest like that, I am so sorry. I hope he hasn't offended you. Creon, I do not want you spending time with those porcelain dolls anymore. Harlots and vagabonds, the lot of them. Typical. I try to keep him on the right path, yes I do, but he keeps finding himself drawn to those cretins. Oh, I'm sorry, my doll. Awfully inappropriate of me. Creon will learn who pulls the strings sooner or later. But allow me to introduce myself. You, my doll, may call me Volo. It was not always the name I went by, but it is what I go by now. Once upon a time, I used to be a part of a travelling circus. Marvellous Malvolo, the master of marionettes, is what they used to call me. You see, my art always made me a little different from my competitors. You see, there were so many puppeteers back then, so many, all vying for a spot in the Circus of the Damned. But I found something oh so special, something no one else had, that je ne sais quoi. I took a little, tiny part of myself and put it into my puppets. Oh, the performances were so lifelike. The way the fortune teller used to tell me, Volo, you are destined for marvellous things. Of course, that was when I could get time with him. Wasn't exactly too receiving of me. But those days are gone. Although I do still see that fortune teller from time to time. Not that he wishes to see me. And the only memory I have left are my puppets. Our family might be small, but we're growing every day. New guests deemed unworthy by the Sanguine make for the perfect picture piece. And thus their visage joins my wooden family. Forever captivated, forever in the beauty of youth. Tell me, my doll, would you like me to make you immortal? If only I could find a way to keep their shadows with me too, though. But I think this is more than enough chatting between the two of us, don't you agree? I agree. The show is about to begin. The marvelous Malvolo, master of marionettes, shall tread the boards once more this night. And I'm sure you will be enthralled by what you are about to see. And who knows? Perhaps by the end you'll want to join my little family.